the video cameras on. For those of you who can still switch it on, it'll be nice. You know why? Because you'll slowly understand, yes, this is important. My eyes will go off in another 50 seconds, 30 seconds. But if your cameras are on, you'll be able to recognize. Chakras are beautiful to understand, great to apply. But facing yourself in front of the mirror is vital, necessary, prerequisite to understand chakras. You look at yourself in the mirror every morning. Each one of you, when you wake up, I'm sure each one of you, when you wake up, you first pray that thank you for waking me up. To whoever you pray to, thank you. I woke up this morning, thank you for waking me up. And the next thing you do is you go to the washroom, you go to the bathroom. When you go to the bathroom, the first thing you do is you look at yourself in the mirror. At least this is what, most of us do. Before you pick up the brush and before you even think that, okay, some of you may be having hot water, some of you may be just brushing. But when you do that, you look at yourself, you face yourself. I am facing myself. Who am I looking at? I am looking at this body where I am driving the whole day around in. And if I am comfortable looking at that body, if I am accepting everything in that body, then I don't need any other individual to tell me. Because I am unable to look at myself, I am thinking whether she will like my hair, whether she will like my attitude, whether he will say something about my, what the clothes I wear, or about my figure, or about my... You have to accept that, and with this thought process in your mind that this is the best God could give me. My plate, which I am eating in, is the best food that I deserve. There cannot be anything better than this in my plate, because this is what I deserved and this is what I have been served. I cannot deserve better than this. I can't keep on saying my entire life, oh, Ruchi, you deserve better than this. Oh, you deserve. No. If I deserved better than this, then he would have planned it that way. This is the best he could give me. This is the best he could give me. This is the best he could give me. And that acceptance of this entire being is my connection with the divine, not my connection with the world. So my acceptance first is mandatory before I get into the world of chakras. Do I accept myself? If not, you will theoretically understand chakras, but it will take you some time to be able to absorb. If I go very fast, you can tell me so that I can go a little slower and I can give you some time also. See, students, chakras is a very, very beautiful topic, and it has come from our scriptures. Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Gheranda Samhita, all these scriptures which have been gifted to us, they mention about nadis. Now, certain Sanskrit terms which we often common use, nadis. You do nadi shodhan. Huh? Nadi shodhan. Shodhan is cleansing. When you go to an Ayurveda practitioner, a doctor, he or she will check your nadis here. Well, in English they are called channels. You feel they are checking the pulse. He's actually checking your nadis to find out whether your prakriti is vata, pitta or kapha. Now, rishis and sages, when we go in depth of the study of the Vedas, everything is rooted from the Vedas. So, rishis and sages, when they started going into deep stages of meditation, they realized our spine, Meru Danda. Spine in Sanskrit is Meru. Danda means stick. Meru comes from the Meru mountain. Our spine is intertwined with thousands and thousands and thousands of nadis. It's like they are all wrapped up, they are all going along the spine. Where does the spine begin? Where does your Meru Dand begin? When you begin or when you want to start studying teacher's training for becoming a yoga professional, all your asanas are connected with your spine. So when asanas come in relation to your, so it will be Meru Dandasanas. They are known as Meru Dandasanas. Asanas which are abdominal compression, so the Meru Dand bends. Asanas which are backward, Meru Dand goes behind, which means against the gravitational force. Then there are twists, torsions. Then there are supine asanas, and so on. Yoga says keeping your spine healthy is keeping yourself healthy, because those nadis which run along the spine, they are all connected to the medulla. All those nadis, they run, they connect. You have seen it. An impact on the spine can impact your hearing, can impact your movement, can impact everything. So from the medulla and till your tailbone. Right now when you are seated, you can actually feel your tailbone in the center, right in the middle of the glute. It feels like this bone. That is your entire spine. Now running along that, when you have innumerable number of nadis, certain texts speak of 3,20,000, certain texts speak of 1,80,000, certain texts speak of 60,000, certain texts. Hatha Yoga Pradipika, if you have heard of Hatha Yoga and Hatha Yoga Pradipika speaks of 72,000. Well, a common man today will say, what have I got to do with the number of nadis? Okay, I understand there are innumerable. Because if one nadi goes imbalanced, it's a problem. Now students, imagine when it comes to cleansing of these nadis, you require immense pranayama practices so that the malavikar from these nadis begin to get released from your body. Imagine the amount of mal vikar. Mal means impurities that not just we collect in the mind, but they are all there in the nadis as well. How much of impurities how do the impurities go inside the nadis also? Ever thought? Body has impurities. Each day the body collects matter. Next day it throws matter. Its body is beautiful, right? Every day you collect. To survive and sustain this body, every day you collect matter and then you release matter. You collect matter, next day you release matter. Your body throws out stuff in the form of fecal matter, urination, menstruation, semen, perspiration. These fluids are common which go on. But other than that, you have fluids in your body. Sometimes eyes are watering. Sometimes saliva is too much in the mouth. Sometimes perspiration is a lot. And so on. So body is in the process of throwing out this. And there are toxins which are released. Through this elimination process, all the toxins are also released. What happens to the emotions? Every day you take in so much. Every single day, from the time you wake up till the time you sleep, because we are made human beings, no? We are made human beings. From the animal kingdom, after so many species, to be precise 8.4 million, 84 lakh birds, now we have this form. So they do have emotions. They beautifully have emotions which they express as well. But processing those emotions into a higher self, for those of you who have pets at home, you may be knowing, they have wonderful emotions. They express love, they express understanding. Many of them try to protect, but they are confined only to that. They cannot say, now I want to elevate my consciousness. I want to now today move my soul to another level. I want to today practice a little bit of more calmness. Today I want to really get rid of this anger. Today I want to really work on my jealousy or my judgmental attitude. They are restricted. Which is why from that phase, once my entire, karmic residue was slowly beginning to dissipate, I got a human form. Oh, well, Ruchi, you have done okay, pretty well. Now go to the human form. So many human lives and I got this body. This is not the first human life that we have. Now from there also, I have innumerable number of emotions. And from those emotions, again and again and again and again, I am here today. Working on those emotions, yes. Learning and deleting, yes. Working on those emotions in a way, sometimes conscious, sometimes not very conscious, sometimes angry, sometimes releasing, sometimes forgiving, sometimes unable to forgive. Well, I'm here today. Now where do I go? The emotions which I have collected so far in this life, in this journey, are all still within me. Past lives and all, it is, another case history. That is another case history that is still lying. Sometimes you do connect with that and your actions come out. Sanskars, they are known as. So, in this life, whatever age you are right now, you have collected. I can say you have collected in the past 5 years only, let alone your entire life. In the past 5-6 years, COVID is 6 years old. You may have collected during COVID, before COVID, post-COVID, 6 years. Now in this entire 6 years, whatever you have collected, has it been out of your system? Probably no. Probably sometimes yes. But shouting and expressing yourself isn't expressing. Releasing those in a way where you can feel lighter. Now these emotions, no students, are situated in the body at different places. These nadis which run along the spine, coming back to the nadis which run along the spine, they are intertwined. They meet at many junctions, many, to be precise 114 junctions. But only in the body, they meet at 7 junctions, plus 1. We will discuss that plus 1 later. But 7 junctions. Above also, right now if I'm seated, I'm sitting in Padmasana. Above my head also there are many nadis which meet. Below where I'm seated also there are many. Which is why wherever you sit, daily for your practice, for your sadhana, for your meditation, for your pranayama, even for the chakra dharana practice today, you will notice that place has an energy field. Have you noticed, if any of you have ever been to any of the ashrams, even like say Puducherry or wherever you have visited, wherever the Guru used to be seated, that place is still preserved with the Guru's seat, sandals, flowers. Because for years together, when the Guru sits and practices dhyan, dharana dhyan, and the Guru takes samadhi, that entire place has an energy field. The moment you sit there, you are automatically absorbed into meditation. It's a fast track. If you take 15 minutes to even settle down into dharana and then move into a meditation state, with that Guru's meditation field, with that electrifying field, within 2 seconds you are there, up there. It's there. Now these are very subtle understandings. Just like mind is subtle, just like your emotions are subtle. I can't catch my anger with my hand. It's not gross. I can feel it. I can't catch the jealousy which I'm going through. Right? I can't catch the chakras. I can't hold the pran. I can feel and experience the energy that is within me. I can feel and experience. So when you are talking of that subtle level, students, we are talking of a subtle level now. We are not into gross. This is a gross level. This I can hold, I can feel, oh, it's round, I'm talking about a subtle aspect. Subtle is to be experienced. And this theory is only a medium so that when you are into your dharana practice, you can actually feel it moving inside you. Number one. Am I understood or it's very difficult? I have to ask you. Okay. If it's very high, I can simplify it. You can unmute and say, no problem.
Ma'am,
I can understand you, ma'am.
Sorry?
I can understand you, ma'am. Yes.
You can. Okay. And what about the others?
ma'am, what is the last point you told?
What is the last point?
You told like with dharana.
Yeah. With dharana? Sorry, I don't know. What did I speak with dharana?
I didn't understand it fully. That's why I asked, ma'am.
Dharana to dhyana, because it takes 15 minutes usually, but when you go to this one of the Sekti Stala or
Okay.
Guru, it takes only 5 minutes. So you were mentioning that, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Please put your cameras on, no, students. If I see you, I can even relate to your questions. Don't worry, I won't read your auras. So, coming back to the nadis, coming back to the meeting of the nadis. What happens is, students, when these nadis meet, when they entangle, they intertwine at these junctions, because these nadis carry pran. Pran is your body is sustaining right now purely because of anna, food. Yes, you require pran, but you are only using pran as a second option. Option number 2. You feel low on energy. I must be famished. I need to eat. Have you thought of the other way? I feel low on energy. Let me practice pranayama. No. The moment you start feeling low, the moment you feel tired, fatigued, exhausted, you feel the body requires food. No, the body requires food only twice a day. You are low on prana. And this has to be settled at least for all of you, because all of you are consciously living in. If you were not conscious, you would not be present on this platform. It is not easy to understand what I am saying. And the moment all of you are understanding, which means the doors of consciousness have either opened or they are just about to open. Which is why I think I keep on insisting to leave your videos on. Consciousness is where I am able to face myself. Consciousness is where I am able to, if I don't see myself, how am I going to deal with myself physically? If I don't see and face myself, how will I connect with myself? Consciousness is being aware of who I am. Consciousness is connecting with my inner being. So the moment you feel hungry, whether it is the outside weather does make a difference. If it is cold, you feel more hungry. If it is warm, you feel less hungry. But that hunger is not actually the food hunger. Body requires prana also. So it's sometimes hungry for prana also. And the moment you sit down and you practice pranayama consciously, otherwise you are generally taking in oxygen all the time. We are blessed with it. For now. We don't have to use oxygen masks and cylinders, but Kali Yuga will have that one time. After lakhs of years, maybe thousands of more years left, there will be depletion in the O2 layer. Oh, we are blessed right now, we are getting it for free. So, if you are able to consciously sit down and regulate that prana, it is pranayama. But we are unable to do it. Can I do pranayama while walking? No. Can I do pranayama while eating? No. Pranayama is a practice which you need to focus, concentrate, sit down and you breathe. Because if you sit down and if you eat a plate full of food, pranayama, if you sit and practice for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it is double that food plate. The energy wise I'm talking. And that is for you to experience. Again, that is experiencing. The food that you ate in the gross form gives you energy in the subtle form. Yes ma'am, I get energy when I eat food. Brilliant. Because your body is used to having that energy in the gross form. So what happens is Pran says, well, I don't have to work very hard. This individual is still in the gross form. And the more the gross is going in the body, it's eliminating the next day. The more the gross is going, it's eliminating the next day. So body is used to that. Body says pranayama is at rest. Whenever little bit is there required, I'll do it, no problem. Whenever anxiety comes, pranayama becomes super low. Whenever stress takes over, pranayama is 0.00. Whenever anger comes, pranayama is at its highest. Waste. Anger wastes it. Anxiety wastes it. Depression lowers it. So there is an acute low prana in the body all the time. Instead, when you are learning chakras and about chakra dharana, first is try to see if I can eat your meals. Those 2 meals are important. Lunch and dinner. If you're having breakfast. Most of you, I don't take breakfast. But if you take, lunch and dinner, make sure you have it, but have it only because you are hungry and have it because the body requires that much. No, I'm supposed to eat that much. No. You are getting into conscious living. You are getting into consciousness. So during the day, between lunch and dinner, between, your pre-lunch, whenever you feel, today I'm feeling Just before dinner, you're feeling fatigued. After dinner, you feel fatigued. Looking at your body, looking at your own lifestyle, looking at the way things are, that little pranayam practice will give you the urja, will give you the energy that you probably thought I had a bowl full of fruits. Bowl full of fruits. Yes, I had, ma'am. No, that those fruits are there. There's no harm. Ma'am, but I eat only fruits in between meals. Brilliant. But one day try just doing pranayams. You see how you feel. Of course, not on a full stomach. And once the body starts getting used to the breathing practices, what will happen is the energy levels will go higher, 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 higher. And the food will slowly begin to reduce. I'm not asking you that you should reduce your food, but by default, it will start, because your body is right now wanting food because you need strength. Ma'am, so much work is there. If I don't eat, how will I put in the effort? How will the productivity come in? Of course. But don't you wish you need to have that productivity with that freshness, not sloth and lethargy? Don't you wish you need to have the productivity so that you can manage? I am not asking you to multitask, that is upon you. But you can manage that work at a better pace. You can manage that work with a better state of mind, frame of mind. You can manage that work being more alive and present in that place wherever you are. And being enthusiastic and happy, most important. Not doing it, oh, I'm working because I have to work it, right? So, Pran will make all the difference. It will give you a very different kind of an urja within, number one. Now, wherever these nadis are meeting at these junctions, because they carry pran, so we spoke about what pran does to you. Now these nadis are thriving with pran. Pranic energy is what they are carrying. So where they meet, no, that energy is super high. So for example, they are intertwining like this. The energies are high at those junctions. And those junctions are situated along the spine at 7 such places in your body, in our body, in everybody's body. 7 such places. Now there is immense light within you. Imagine you already have the light within you. You already have that energy within you, unaware of the fact that it's there. But these nadis, where they are meeting, they are covered in layers, multiple layers of emotions. Multiple and multiple and multiple layers of emotions. But not just once. Over and over again, over and over again, over and over again. When you were unable to express, when you were unable to let it out or speak to somebody or communicate to the world, it just stayed within. So it formed a layer. So every time you interacted and you experienced and you could not speak what you felt, it formed a layer. Now think of the times that you could not experience, could not express. You did express at certain times, but there were many times out of that 100, I would say maybe you didn't express it for 60 times. 40 you did. Or maybe some of you 80-20. I am just giving you an example. So what happened is they are all covered. If that light bulb in your home is covered in a layer of dust, it does give light, but does it shine? No. It doesn't shine because it is covered in that layer of dust. Chakra journey is a journey which is absolutely divine once you start removing the dust. You don't even have to work for the light. The light is within you. Your effort is only to remove the layer of dust. The moment the layer of dust is removed, light shines through. The moment the second layer of dust is removed, light shines through. But removing the layer of dust is more difficult than climbing Mount Everest. Removing the layer of dust is a humongous task. So the very first, before we start the journey of the chakras, there must be something where the chakras are banking upon. It's lying along the spine, but there has to be something below it which is giving it this strength. So the entire body, every human body, it's like, holding the chakras like this, because the foundation is here and the chakras go above. Your in a woman, it's more like a shape of a pot. Man, it is more straight, beautifully designed. A woman's lower, if you see the curvature of her hips, they are more rounded to be like a pot, and at the center lies your spine, right in the center. Below the spine, below the tailbone, in a small sort of a kund, it is called a kund. The kund means a sort of a pot, the shape of a pot, lies the energy, again dormant. Just like volcanoes are dormant, but they erupt anytime. Kundalini awakens, doesn't erupt. Kundalini has to be awakened only with the grace of a guru. Kundalini awakening does not happen by itself unless there is an accident. Kundalini is awakened only with the grace of a guru. If you try to awaken your Kundalini by yourself, it is very harmful. Again and again I tell everybody who I teach across the globe. If there are people who claim that we awaken Kundalini, please stay away. If there are people who say we awaken your chakras, we awaken your sahasrar, we awaken your agnya, please stay away. Because I am in this practice for the past 15 years and more, and just very recently I have realized that it took me more than 10 years just to move from my root chakra. More than 10 years. I don't know how people say that they will awaken. Because to get rid of the fear, it took me more than 10 years. Working on it and getting rid of all the different kinds of fears. You may visit the chakras, students, but you cannot pierce through them. Visiting chakras is not a problem. You visit places. But do you understand that place and can you stay in that place? No. You can visit. So if you are being told, come, 1 hour we will open your Agnya chakra. Stay away from all these, because you can visit them. You cannot awaken or open, and you don't want anything to go wrong online particularly. And Kundalini awakening is completely, when you are into understanding Shastras and philosophy properly, when you understand, no, please don't go in for anything like that unless a guru awakens it for you. and a guru will never awaken online. When the patra is ready, the guru will appear in front. Whenever the patra is ready. Patra means, when we say a patra is like this. Patra is a vessel. Students, when you hold the vessel in front and say, for example, somebody has to pour in milk, and if I'm holding the vessel, depending on the size of the vessel, the milk will be poured, number one. Now, do you have any idea? A lioness also has milk for her cubs. But if I'm holding a vessel made out of steel or aluminium, or for that matter, bronze or anything, it's going to make holes in that vessel. If the lioness is giving out her milk, and if I'm going to hold that milk, I require a golden vessel. Only gold can hold her milk. It is that strong. So every patrata means every individual is working on their eligibility once conscious. Once each one of you become conscious, you will start working on your eligibility. You have eligibility criteria. Even when you want to study, you work on your eligibility criteria to be eligible, not to find a guru. The moment you pass the prerequisites and the eligibility criteria, you will see the guru has automatically appeared in front of you. Guru is that knowledge, that ray of knowledge. Guru means knowledge. Dispeller of darkness is all theoretically defined, definition and all. Guru is knowledge. That knowledge, when it passes through that body, we are all body. This body is known as Ruchi. When that knowledge passes through that individual's body, he or she, whoever it is a guru. Guru does not have that saffron robe, she is adorning saffron, she is adorning white, blue. No. Guru is that knowledge. That knowledge which will bring you out of your illusion, delusion, despair, darkness, despondency. If you are out of that, the guru is there. So, chakras. Below, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. They are all aligned straight in line, beginning from the base. Kundalini Shakti is right below your tailbone. Ma'am, I don't think mine exists. It does. And the day we study the Kundalini Shakti, once we finish, you will realize, Kundalini Shakti exists. You are sitting on the pot of gold, but you still don't know. Because one fine day you realize, my God, I knew this all the way. I don't know why it didn't come to me before. I knew how to do this job always. Why did it not strike me? I was always very good in painting as a child. For 25 years, I never painted. Suddenly, I started painting. What happened? Some certain traits, some certain things, some certain attributes, some qualities, some things suddenly sprout. Maybe they never did in the childhood as well. Suddenly you feel you become the best dancer, you become the best, you become the best. One fine day, you have become the best orator. What happened? One fine day you realize whichever book you are picking up and you are reading, you are just able to absorb and grasp everything. That's not magic. It's not even a miracle. It is the grace. your body has started accepting the flow of that Shakti, and it is just charging and recharging, charging and recharging. Your very first, so right below, that's your Kundalini, and the placement I will show you. That is your Kundalini, exactly like this. And here is how it begins. So the Kundalini is like this. Placed is here your Meru Danda, your spine, and from here, this is the distance. From here begins your very first chakra. Now next to this Kundalini also lies your bag of karma. Unopened, untouched, but there. What is karma? Your savings. Yesterday we had a beautiful session with domestic workers, 300 domestic workers. India is on a drive to energize Shakti. From the Ayush ministry, from the Ministry of Health, Yoga, Ayurveda, we have been notified, we have been told that make women Shakti Saksham. If Shakti is Saksham, if Shakti is powerful, then the country flourishes, which is absolutely true. And that Shakti is within each one of us, making that Shakti powerful. Here I am talking about Kundalini Shakti, of course on a scale of a country, it's the females. So we went there and we were, trying to make them understand the importance of, being happy, staying more healthy, staying more, looking after, breast awareness campaign, etc., etc. Because usually the domestic help do not look at themselves, do not take care of themselves as much as they should be. So that drive happened, and during that drive I saw so many women with such beautiful traits and qualities. One was such a beautiful singer. She sang as if, you could not believe she's not a professional singer. And I'm thinking, my God, unaware of the talent that she possesses, she's there. Unaware of that quality that she has. So I said, you have such a beautiful voice. So she says, ma'am, I de-stress myself while I'm doing job at people's homes. Some of them like me singing, some of them don't like me singing. So then I hum. Isn't that beautiful? Therapy to her own self. She says, I don't sing for anybody else. I sing for my God, and that is therapy for my own being. Because I have so much stress, financial stress, stress from home, stress from my husband. And I was looking at her and I was like, my God, my husband takes away all the money. He drinks, ma'am. And I have 2 kids and I'm supporting the home. And I want my children to become doctors. I was like, wow. And so whenever I feel that I have got too much of workload, I begin to sing. And she said this, that God has gifted me this so that I can de-stress myself. I was amazed by her attitude. So positive. When we are able to realize and recognize this quality within us, then everything that you absorb comes to you. So your karma, your bag of karma from the past several lifetimes and this life is next to the Kundalini, tied tightly. The day it opens, it will notify you. Why? Because your life will be full of problems. When it is full of problems, which means that bag has been opened. Till the time you are living a life which has got one or two issues, or otherwise everything is fine. The moment you feel everything is very smooth, that bag is intact, because that bag is to make you know that you are in this physical body because of that bag. And the next body that you will take nothing but that bag with you. Your very first chakra, lying just above the Kundalini and the bag of karma, is your foundation, students. Theoretically, many texts will have so many, but from what I learned from my guru, how my guru explained the foundation, it was very different. You know, when you see the understanding of the name of the chakra, the color of the chakra, the sound of the chakra, all that was there. Yeah, it is all there in the theory books, it is all there. But that is your foundation. Whenever the building has to come up, no, there is a foundation stone, there is a foundation laid, there is a deep pit which is dug up, and in that is laid that foundation of that entire building which is going to come up. That is your foundation chakra. This chakra is vital and important because this chakra, not just being close to the Kundalini and the karmic bag, it is the sanskars which you carry, and that's how your foundation is laid. What are the sanskars that you carry? You are born in a different place, and write this down. And once this class is over, you can ponder over it. You are born in a different place. You are raised sometimes by the same birth parents, sometimes by different parents. You go to a different place to study, sometimes the same area, sometimes a completely different country, sometimes a different state. You go to a different college. See how people and the groups change. You get married in a different place, completely different. Sometimes countries and 7 seas together change. Most of you know that. Apart, 7 oceans and seas, right from where to where. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 changed. Right from, so currently wherever you are. Now of course your new life begins. That is why they say when one gets married, it's a new life. A woman goes through new life 3 times in her life. Once when she is born, once when she gets married, once when she has children. New life. Life is not the same anymore. Your foundation is your sanskars. Your foundation, just a minute. Sorry, my daughter just left for her college. So, your foundation, your sanskars, your innate smallest of things that you carried from your past life, that you carried from lifetimes, are at the root. And this root does not develop overnight. When you were born, your Meru Danda was there. It develops after the age of 7. Your foundation chakra develops by the age of from between 7 to 12. So whatever you experience between 7 age and 12 is there. You saw your parents, you saw the habits of eating, you saw, because you were already carrying sanskars from the past. Your parents dress you up in a certain way, you meet certain people, you greet in a certain way, you go to your place of worship, whichever religion you follow, you act in a certain way. parents say be disciplined, in certain army homes, and they are very disciplined, so you are this thing. Certain places it's more relaxed and not very formal, so they are, all that comes at your foundation. Now when we deal with the foundation, can you imagine how difficult it is? Because it's your base. If you have been told certain things at the base, good, let it remain. But if it is against adharma, unrighteous, then it gets very difficult. Which is why when we even speak of garbha sanskars, when we speak to the fetal baby into the womb, we create that in the base, in the womb only. You are a very fearless baby. So the baby inside the womb says, really, I'm fearless? Baby is listening. Wow, that's so nice. You are absolutely beautiful. Wow. Then no matter what the baby knows once the baby comes out, but deep within it's settled, subconscious mind, because subconscious mind is active inside mummy's tummy. I'm very beautiful. Wow, wow. Some people feel the baby is living in illusion and delusion, but the baby is confident. Because the fetus was told that you are super confident. Now, it didn't happen, but your base is there. So, shaking up that base and releasing all that your base is covered in. As a child, you felt, you experienced, even when you were not as conscious as today, you felt, you experienced, all those layers are on your base chakra, foundation chakra. And our journey for the foundation chakra will begin. We will go into detail the next time. Any questions? Sorry, I overshot the time. Any questions?